What is up, guys? So I hope you guys all enjoyed this video so far. Man, I've been enjoying unboxing these girls. I absolutely love it. My room's in shambles right now because I'm the reason I unbox all the Arknights figures right now, just now, is because I am starting to put them up in my second shelves. My shelves on this left side. And so I'm on like Arknights, which is gonna be on this side. So let's unbox these girls, and they've been nothing but beauties after beauties. Wow! Now to give a quick review on all of them, I will say the biggest issue that I have with all of them is their bases. Arknights loves the massive bases. We love them apparently. Laplands, if you saw, it's ridiculously huge. I'm talking about, I can't put nobody behind her on that top shelf, so I'm gonna have to move not just Lapland, but there's a middle shelf, and all of Arknights is going on the middle shelf because these bases are very take up lots of space, and I need as much space I can get with these girls, especially because I have a lot more coming in. I have Bagpipe, her base is massive. China Dress Ram, she's gonna be with the China Dress section of the collection, but still. And I have Christmas casual Amiya that my brother bought for me, my older brother. We have Dusk, I got pre-ordered just recently. Cal said a lot of Arknights still to come. Heavily considering just to move to Arknights, but then again, I look at my collection, I'm like, my collection's too beautiful for me to do that. But that's why you don't see Lapland here, because her base is massive. Quick review on her: the dragons, the dogs, wolves, whatever they are, I love what they did, that you could open their mouths, they move, all that was fantastic. I was not expecting that. She certainly surprised me the most out of all four of these beautiful girls. She is gorgeous. I'm looking at her right now. The effected, like everything they did, freaking phenomenal. I love it. The way, just the pure details, not just Lapland, but Hoshiguma on Surtur, and then on Ifrit. Oh my goodness, Ifrit is so freaking amazing. She was so gorgeous. The gun, her pose, they nailed it. That's one thing I will say. They nailed their likeness, their portraits. Yes, this is Hoshiguma. This is Surtur. That is Ifrit. And that is Lapland up there. Yes. Oh my goodness. Love that they nailed like some of my favorite characters. Hoshiguma being my second favorite defender, and I use her a lot. Surtur, I use her a lot too. Ifrit don't have her up there yet, and Lapland, she's E1. But I just love Arknights in general. Well, back to Lapland. I'm already jumping. Back to Lapland. The thing with the dragons is, I don't know how you specifically put them on the base. So for me, they're just kind of just chilling there. They're kind of, so any small movement, they'll just fall over, which is fine. They don't break or nothing. But that's the biggest issue I have with Lapland and her base. Like I said, her base is extremely massive. They could have done with a little bit less base, kind of like what they did with Amiya, Iman Toys Amiya, where they kind of like they cut the front of the base in half, but it says Rhode Island, so they could have done something like that for Lapland, or just put Lapland something, because her base is very massive. It takes up way too much space for me, and I do not like that. On to Hoshiguma. Hoshiguma here. Love Hoshiguma. She looks gorgeous. She looks outstanding. Hoshiguma herself, the quality and the detail that they went with her her belt, her bandana, her suit in general. they nailed it. They nailed it. And I will have the drawings of the game. You'll see them on screen, so you can see like what I'm talking about. See what they look like, what they got these drawings from, or where they got their inspiration to get these scopes from. Oh my goodness, Hoshiguma is gorgeous. They nailed her chain, her body. They nailed it to a T. Getting her nice figure that she has. And this style fits Hoshiguma. This is a skin you can get in game. There's a this mask right here, and in game she has like big old mask like chilling right here to the left of her, which is great. And that kind of brings me to like the issue I have with her, which is, I guess at this point I'm just nitpicking. I feel like it's lacking because it doesn't have that mask. Don't get me wrong, I love the swords, I love the presses that they have with the little essence, little aura going around in the sword, or going around her shield, kind of like around her. Maybe it would have been a little bit better seeing a little bit more of these like smoke going around her to give her a bit more shine. The base does a good job at that, but Hoshiguma, she's tough. She's a defender. She's a defender for a reason. I recommend to watch the anime. You can kind of see how tough and great of a character she is. She's the Oni, by the way, if you haven't realized it. Lapland is a wolf, I believe. I don't know exactly what she is. But yeah, that's my biggest thing with Hoshiguma. But other than that, she's gorgeous. Her hair, the little detail they gave her right here with the little white specks on her hair. Oh my goodness, freaking phenomenal. Freaking phenomenal. Moving on to Surtur. I'm not sure if this is her E2. I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't have her E2 yet. I just been focusing on, I will E2 her eventually, but I just don't have her E2 yet. You know what? Let's check. Cause this is my backup phone. I'm recording it. Where's my main phone? Let me pause real quick. Alright guys, I am back. Correction, I do have Surtur E2'd, and I can see why they went with the concept that she has now. That's inspiration off of her E2. That's not her E2 pose. This is not how she lives, but the hand, the base, and you saw how the spikes and everything. All that's inspiration from her E2. So I mean, that makes sense that they went with that on Surtur. Surtur, I have no complaints. She's absolutely gorgeous. The hand that she summons when you use her skill, I like how it's cracked. Let me change the scenery for you guys so you can see a little bit more. Alright, here it goes. Back to what I was talking about with Surtur. Like I said, they know her details. The hand that she summons when you trigger her skill, how the hand is kind of like, it's broken apart. It's not fully hand. The hand itself is full, but the way they did it, gorgeous. Magma. This right here is part of her E2. All this, and if you Google, if you don't have Arknights, you Google Surtur E2 art, you'll see what I mean about the inspiration that they have here. This is her sword. Only piece you have to put in was the top part, the handle, and that was it. But she's gorgeous. She's phenomenal. She's one whole piece, and then you saw she comes with styrofoam. Werewolf package by My Ethos. This is actually my first My Ethos figure, believe it or not. Absolutely stunning, absolutely gorgeous. Love the way she looks. They did a heck of a job with her in that aspect. Just to turn her around a little bit. Her dress, that's her casual dress, her normal dress. They did a great job. And her, I did pre-order the swimsuit dress they did just release for her, but she's gorgeous. Her jacket and everything, the way she's posed just in general, you can say she's a very dominant lady. Very, very dominant. I do not know what she is. She does have horns. You play Arknights, you don't know what these people. Hey, look, there's tons of animals. All right, I don't know what all these characters are, and I don't bother looking to see what they are either. Some I just happen to know what they are. Some I don't know what they are. Anyways, but the pose they gave her is like a very sexy, dominant pose. I love it. You know, her spewing confidence because that's just who she is. You know, and I bet it was tsundere, you can say too. She gets angry very easily. But gorgeous details, the little badge, how they go as far to the details of the badge and everything. Absolutely gorgeous. No complaints about her. Very, very phenomenal. Well, the only thing is her base is massive, and that's about it. And that's about it. Yep. And let's move it along to Ifrit. Ifrit. Let me move it to the front, and we'll speak on her. All right, now moving on to Ifrit. What can I say? They nailed her E2. This is her E2. Her once you not max her out, but her final promotion you can say. The final promotion you give her in game. Love it. Gorgeous. They nailed her outfit. Man, I love the details they went to show that's how her outfit is in game. And I love that. Her pose is great. She's a fire wielder, you could tell. She's a sniper, a long range sniper, but the only thing about her range. There's snipers that have a range and a width, so they don't just shoot straight. They can shoot enemies on not just right in front of them, but maybe like a little bit diagonal to them, if I'm making sense in the sword. Ifrit's more of a just straight line, but her reach is insane. I believe if you play Arknights, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, to give you a quick explanation, it's like a grid. The maps are a grid, and you place them on these squares, and her range going based off the squares, I believe it's 7 squares. So her reach is insanity, and her damage is phenomenal as well. So if you're a beginner and you manage to pull her, if you're wondering, is she good? Yes, she is good. But you don't have to really focus on her. There's plenty of snipers out there. But she's great overall. To go down to her scrolls in the back, her tanks. Love the details they did to them. The little rocks. Everything's great. The fire itself is red, translucent, resin, something, however you call it. Gorgeous. Love it. The bottom, and you can tell a little bit, it's a bit more, it's not as clear as when you go higher up. See, it's like clear right here. You kind of, you see your hand through, you kind of see Turner as well a little bit. I love that. And then the fireball itself, and this is steady, this is firm, so this is gonna hold itself well. And the fire is kind of like what supports her, because she pegs to the fire here, and then you gotta kind of little wiggle her, not too much, but just a little bit. And this fire right here, it's flexible, so it lets you. The fact that the company, who was it? Good Smile thought about that. No, it just make this little part flexible, so it could be easier on the collector to put her in, to peg her in. Love that aspect of her. Love the little designs they gave her shoes. That's the design she has. Her little boots, her little sandals. You know, you go as far as her, you see her toes. They give her little pink, her little orange nail or toenail polish, I guess you could say. Then her suit as well. Gorgeous overall. Gave her figure, how she is in game. Nailed it. Phenomenal. Just give you a little bit of back shot. See how much is going on back here. Kind of like her cape, her little suit that she has on with the gun right there. Gorgeous, phenomenal. Her tail, that's her tail. I don't know what she is either, so don't ask me. But love that. They did a great job with Ifrit. Her likeness, her hair. Phenomenal job. No complaints on her. I guess you could say her base, but like, that's nothing. That is nothing. She looks gorgeous. Alright guys, just to rank things real quick. I kind of already did this section, but I gotta do it again because my other phone died. Even though it's at 15%, and it just... Alright, whatever phone, screw you. Anyways, Just to rank them real quick for you guys, from my least favorite to my most favorite. Not to say that I hate them or dislike them the most. It's just the way it has to go. And at number 4, for the third time, and like I said, I would have to put Hoshiguma at number 4 simply because I had a question about her the whole time. Will she lack presence not having that mask behind her in the figure? And that question got answered for me specifically, and yes, it lacks presence. Not to take anything away from her, like I said, they nailed her figure, they nailed her costume, her drip, her bandana, herself. They nailed her in general. She's absolutely gorgeous, but the fact that she lacks presence because that mask's not behind her like that, I had to put her at number 4, despite her just being that, and number 3 having more issues being Lapland. Lapland, she has a little bit more issues with her wolves, her dragons, whatever they are. I think they're wolves. How they just kind of sit there. The instructions weren't very clear. I mean, they kind of showed you where they went to, but then you would look at the wolves and they're like, well, I don't see a peg. I don't see nothing. The silver wolf had a peg, but it's very, very loose. It's kind of just there. Same thing. It will fall over. So yeah, and her base is extremely. Out of the 4, her base is massive. At least with these 3 right here on screen, you have literally a dynamic base. But Surtur has like her little weapon or whatever with her with the magma spewing. Ifrit, cracked, amazing, beautiful. Hoshiguma, smoke, she's coming down looking like a badass. These bases are okay, but her base is kind of just like, it has things coming out of her base as well, but it's just kind of like a plain base. Excuse me. It's kind of just a plain base with like her showing her powers around her, and that's pretty much it. It's not dynamic like any of these 3 whatsoever. But yeah, Lapland on number 3, but her, like I said, herself, they nailed her. She's a maniac and she's gorgeous. At number 2, golly, the second time I was recording this, I did the exact same thing. I looked at both of them and I'm like, which is number 1, which is number 2, and both times I leaned towards Ifrit being number 2. Why? You could say why Surtur's number 1 to me is because they went with her specifically, Maitos. Instead of doing her E2, they got inspired by her E2 art, and they decided to make a different concept of her, staring down on the hand that she summons, looking very, very confident in her pose of like. She's a strong woman. She's like a sexy, I said wholesome pose because she's all in her costume. Her jacket's all like leaning in there. It's gorgeous that they went with the concept of Surtur instead of going with her E2 in general. That's what beats Ifrit. Ifrit being just as gorgeous because they nailed her details. Good Smile did a very, very phenomenal job on her. Every single company, all these 4 figures, did a phenomenal job on every single one of them. But just Good Smile Shanghai, Good Smile Arts, Good Smile Shanghai, Good Smile Arts Shanghai did a phenomenal job. Ifrit, that's her E2, that's who she is. The little smirk she has on her face, the fireball she's wielding, how she can summon fire like that. Gorgeous. But like I said, I think that's what wins Maitos Surtur the number 1 spot. She has that sexy, confident pose. She knows she's strong. She knows who she is. Love it. Beautiful. And this is, like I said, my first Maitos scale figure, and I'm absolutely in love with it. But there you guys have it. I don't want to hold you guys no more longer because I gotta finish these shelves as well. Gotta finish these Arknights shelves today. Man, I can't wait to show you guys the final room tour, but that's until later on. That's until we hit a certain milestone, which I'll talk more about in a different video. But anyways, Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for the support. And remember to stay safe, be safe, and keep on collecting them Arknights, baby, because it's the best gacha game ever. I don't care what no one says. Screw Genshin.